Hello, everyone. Today we are going to talk about the literary devices, and this is part of our sonnet unit. So, in this unit, we're talking about the sonnets written by William Shakespeare. Okay, and to further understand and analyze these sonnets, we're going to use literary devices. But before we do that, let's talk about literary devices. Okay, so I have here personification, alliteration, and simile. Okay, but before we proceed to identifying these literary devices, let's proceed first to the definition of a literary device. Okay, so literary device is a way of expressing oneself that one does not use a word's strict or realistic meaning. So it's not straightforward. Okay, it's not the real meaning of the word. It usually gives us a feeling about its subject. It's more on the emotion side of the definition and not to its dictionary definition. Okay, so it's a writer's tool, and it helps the reader to visualize or see what the writer is thinking. Okay, just like what I said, it's not the direct definition that the writer wants to tell us, but through literary devices, the author wants to see the meaning or the definition through his lens. Okay, it puts a picture in the reader's mind, and so whenever you describe something by comparing it with something else, you are using a literary device. Okay, so these are the types of literary devices. We have simile, metaphor, personification, alliteration, assonance, consonance, repetition, onomatopoeia, hyperbole, imagery, and idioms. Okay, so we're not going to talk about all of these literary devices, and I believe that you guys have an idea about these literary devices because I'm assuming you've encountered this terminologies years ago. Okay, cross fingers. Okay, so the first one is the simile. So a direct comparison between two unlike things, or a way of describing something by comparing it to something else, usually using the words like or as. I feel like this is the easiest literary device because of the use of the word like or as. Okay, you will see it right away, and you'll know that it's comparing two unlike things. They're totally different things, but the author is looking for their similarities and using the word like or as to compare these two things. Okay, examples: I'm hungry as a horse. So it's the word as comparing the hunger of the speaker to the appetite or the hunger of a horse. You run like a rabbit. Okay, so the way the person is running is like a rabbit, and we know that that is what, fast or slow. Okay, and she is happy as a clam. Okay, so we have here the word as, like, and as to compare two unlike things. Okay, next, personification: to give human characteristics to something that is not human. Example: animals, object, or ideas. So it's personifying something, okay? Giving human qualities or characteristics to non-living things. To non-human things like animals, objects, or ideas. Okay, let's look at examples. Ooh, get rid of my picture. The flowers dance in the wind. Okay, we all know that flowers don't dance. Human beings, we dance, but in this statement, the way these flowers right here move, okay, they are being compared to a human being dancing. Okay, the next one: the friendly gates welcomed us. Okay, so the gate being compared to us being friendly. Okay, and then the hurricane winds are yelling while blowing outside my window. So, of course, we all know that the wind does not yell. But when you say that the hurricane winds are yelling, so you can hear, it sounds like it's whistling. You can hear the sound of the wind because of the heavy rain, okay, and wind. Okay, so here we have the verbs dance, welcomed, and yelling. Could these are actions that could only be done by human being, but in these examples, it shows us that they could also be done by the flower, the gate, and the wind. Okay. Next, we have alliteration. Okay, this one for me is another easy literary device. Okay, so what is an alliteration? It's a repetition of the first consonant sound at the beginning of words. So, what are the consonants in the alphabet? So, we have B, C, D, F, G. So, any the other the letters of the alphabet except A, E, I, O, U. Those are the consonants, okay? And so if we have the repetition of the first consonant sound, we call the literary device alliteration, okay? So alliteration, when the first sounds in words repeat. Examples: Peter Piper picked a pickled pepper. We lurk late. We shoot straight. So see here we have the repetition of the letter P. Okay, the first consonant sound. Peter Piper peck picked a pickled pepper. And then here repetition of the letter L. Lurk and late, and then shoot and straight. Okay, so if we see that repetition, that's what we call alliteration. Okay, what else? Let's try this one. Stand a strong surfer saved several swimmers on Saturday. What else? Sounds like a tongue twister. Tiny Tommy Thompson takes toy trucks to Timmy's on Tuesday. Repetition of the T sound. She sells by the seashore. Susie sells seashells by the seashore. Okay, and so that's the end of our presentation. Again, literary device. Let me take you to the first part of the PowerPoint. Literary devices are ways of expressing oneself that does not use a word's strict or realistic meaning. So don't look it up because we're not talking about the dictionary meaning, okay? We're not talking about the dictionary meaning of the word, but it's how the author expresses himself or herself, and they wanted us to visualize, see their way of thinking, okay? So that ends my PowerPoint for today. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm just inside the classroom helping you out. Okay, I'll see you. Bye.